lowered my voice to ask how a person could die in a way that looked like an accident. Samuel stared at me like I'd grown 2 heads. Then, he shoved the half-eaten popsicle into my hand. Stay away from me. I am not doing anything illegal, he said. I blinked, holding 2 popsicles. Illegal? What are you talking about? I am serious. How does someone, accidentally die, preferably without too much pain though? They might be scared. He sucked in a sharp breath and tried to run. I dropped the popsicles and grabbed him before he could get away. You ate my treat. You are helping me whether you like it or not. Samuel gave up and plopped onto the sidewalk, looking miserable. Dude, you have your parents. Why are you trying to die? Yeah, they hit you a lot, but they don't exactly starve you either. Look at your arms. You are stronger than me. The words stuck in my throat. I wanted to tell him it was exactly because they weren't completely evil or kind that it hurt so much. Now that I knew how I came to be, I couldn't even justify the anger and resentment I felt. I didn't think I could keep living like this, but saying any of that out loud would only cause more trouble for Mom, so I said hoarsely, just answer me. Are you helping or not? He wailed. You are trying to kill your mom. Why would I get involved in that? I froze, staring at him in confusion. When did I ever say that? Before I could explain, a shrill cry cut through the air. Bad guys trying to hurt Mom. My brain stalled. Slowly, I turned toward the sound. It was my brother, Casper. He burst out crying and screaming, sprinting so fast that one of his shoes flew off. That night, the sound of hitting echoed through the house endlessly. Mom swung a broom at me like I was her worst enemy. Her eyes were red with fury. But I saw something else too. The tears in the corner of her eyes, I'd seen them before. Back then, I thought she was pretending, and I would slam into her and promise that once I grew up, I'd make her pay for everything. But that night, I curled up on the icy floor and didn't move. Eventually, the broom slipped from her fingers, hitting the ground with a dull thud. Mom didn't look back. She just stumbled into her room. A long time passed before I pushed myself up. I heard a muffled sob from behind her door, the kind that only escaped because she was trying so hard to hold it in. The sob sliced at my heart like a blade. Me face stung, and I collapsed back onto the tiles. I covered my eyes with my arm, but all I felt was moisture. It wasn't tears. It was blood mixed with dust, just like me. It was filthy. When she was 19, she cried the same way. I looked up sharply. Granny stood by the doorway, her cloudy eyes drifting somewhere between me and a memory she couldn't put down. That night, she came home with torn clothes and bruises. She didn't cry out loud. She just bit her lip until it bled. She tried to get rid of you, but she was too weak. After you were born, I abandoned you myself, but the police came the next morning, holding you, saying abandonment is a crime. They said they would check back. My life was a ridiculous joke. No one welcomed my arrival, yet I was still here. Granny cleaned my injuries like she always did. She looked tired, but she rambled on. Don't blame her. She's been hurting for a long time. I lowered my head and laughed. Granny, I don't blame her anymore. I didn't hate Mom anymore, but she still hated me enough to want me gone. The night she pressed a pillow over my face, she didn't know I was awake. Her hands were shaking, but I didn't struggle. I just closed my eyes and waited. Just as my lungs were burning, someone yanked Mom off me with tremendous force. Granny's voice was hoarse and shaking. Have you lost your mind? Are you really going to throw your life away again because of him? It is not worth it. Once was enough. Mom collapsed into her arms and let out a broken sob. Mom, I can't take it anymore. What if he turns out just as bad as his father? Granny held her tightly, but her eyes shifted toward me. For a moment, I thought she saw that my eyes were half open, but she only whispered calmly, let's go back to bed. Mom's crying faded into the distance. I lay there, gasping for air, then pulled the blanket over my face and rolled onto my side. I had no idea how long it was before dawn started to break. That was when Granny walked in, carrying a large enamel cup. It was filled with steaming mushroom soup. I understood what she meant. I almost wanted to tell her they were in such a hurry. If they had waited a few